There is a free soil amendment in the forest within 5 miles of your house right now that will increase your spring vegetable yields by 40 to 60%. It outperforms $50 bags of premium compost, holds 5 times more water than peat moss, and contains 3 times more beneficial fungi than anything you can buy. But here is the catch. You have 8 weeks left to collect it. After that, you will have to wait 365 days. No amount of money can replicate what you lose. What makes this material work only happens during winter dormancy, and once that window closes, it is gone until next December. In 1924, British horticulturist Albert Howard documented that farmers who collected this material during winter months produced yields 40 to 60% higher than those who waited until spring. Same forests, same material. The only difference was timing. For 6 centuries, European market gardeners treated winter collection like spring planting. French marakers applied 2 to 3 inches every February, creating soil that produced 7 harvests per year. English gardens stockpiled it like gold. By the 1920s, American growers scheduled winter collection as carefully as harvest schedules. Then synthetic nitrogen arrived. By the 1960s, winter collection had vanished from extension bulletins, not because it stopped working, because free inputs that require seasonal labor could not compete with products sold year-round. This is leaf mold, the winter-only resource European farmers stockpiled like gold. Decaying forest leaves that transform into nature's most powerful soil amendment when collected during dormancy. Even though it is just dead leaves, it delivers what synthetic fertilizers never matched. Miss this, and your spring seedlings establish 30 to 40% slower. Even wealthy gardeners cannot buy their way out. The only source is the forest floor. The only time is winter. Welcome to nature's hidden archive. The history of leaf mold opens with a problem that haunted European agriculture: the spring fertility gap. Every harvest stripped nutrients from soil. By March, the ground was depleted. Without intervention, crops failed. Winter was the solution. Farmers walked into deciduous forests gathering dark material that had been decomposing for over a year. The French called it terreau de feuilles. The English called it leaf mold. Everyone called it essential. For 6 centuries, winter leaf collection was fundamental. French market gardeners applied 2 to 3 inches every February. English estates built storage structures called leaferys. German monasteries assigned specific weeks to leaf gathering. American farmers followed the same practice. Benjamin Franklin's almanac listed it alongside seasonal tasks. Victorian estates required gardeners to maintain 2 years' worth of aged material. French gardens documented forest collection routes. American agricultural colleges taught collection timing by region. What they collected were hardwood leaves decomposing 12 to 18 months, dark brown to black, crumbly, smelling of earth. Gardens amended with winter-collected leaf mold produced earlier, stronger crops. Winter was when you built the fertility that spring would depend on. The biology behind leaf mold's superiority is deceptively simple. It comes down to which organisms decompose the leaves and when. Warm weather bacteria consume sugars and proteins within weeks, but they cannot break down lignin, the woody structure that makes leaves rigid. Lignin requires cold weather fungi that only activate below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. These fungi produce enzymes that break lignin's chemical bonds, creating microscopic channels through the leaf structure. This takes 2 full winters. The first winter initiates fungal colonization. The second completes the structural transformation. By then, leaves that fell 12 to 18 months earlier hold water at 500% of their dry weight and contain 3 times more beneficial fungi than compost. But those cold weather fungi go dormant when temperatures stay above 50 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 consecutive days. Spring bacteria then decompose the fungal structure, the channels that hold water and stabilize nutrients. Right now, that 2-year process is complete in forests near you. Leaves from autumn 2023 have been through 2 winters of fungal work. The material is ready. but it only stays ready during dormancy. Cold unlocks what warmth cannot. Winter is the only key. By the Victorian era, leaf mold collection was infrastructure. Every major English estate maintained a leafery for storing aged material. Head gardeners were required to keep 2 years' worth on hand. If the leafery was empty in February, you lost your position. French market gardeners who fed Paris built their system on leaf mold collected in winter. Intensive gardens produced 7 harvests per year from the same beds. The secret was 2 to 3 inches every February. They documented collection routes into forests, mapping which sections had been harvested. They fed 2 million people from small plots. German monastery gardens assigned specific weeks to leaf gathering. American agricultural colleges taught collection timing by region. The 1902 Burpee catalog assumed you had leaf mold. By the early 1900s, this was so standard that bulletins barely explained it. Everyone growing food knew. You collected in winter. You applied in spring. They knew what we forgot. The best soil begins with winter work. For 6 centuries, winter leaf collection was essential. Agricultural colleges taught it. Then in the 1960s, it vanished. Within a generation, the practice that fed cities became something most gardeners had never heard of. The shift was convenience. In 1947, synthetic nitrogen became cheap. A bag delivered instant results with no winter work. By the 1960s, extension bulletins stopped mentioning it. The practice died not because it stopped working, but because it required patience and work in winter cold. But the biology did not change. The fungi still operate on the same schedule. The window still closes when temperatures rise. Right now, your window is open. But not for long. In forests within 5 miles, leaves that fell in autumn 2023 have completed their second winter. The fungi have done their work. The material is ready. But every day approaching 50 degrees Fahrenheit is a warning. When temperatures stay above 50 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 days, the fungi go dormant. By April, what you need will be gone until next December. Forecasts show temperatures approaching 50 degrees Fahrenheit by early March. That could be 8 weeks. That could be 4 weeks with early warmth. You only control whether you collect before the window closes. This weekend is guaranteed. Next weekend is not. Your spring seedlings will establish 30 to 40% slower. Tomato transplants that should root in 7 days will take 10 to 12. Every planting date will slip. By June, your plants will require water twice as often. What should need water every 3 days will need it daily. During heat waves, your plants will show stress while properly amended soil continues producing. The water capacity you could have had for free will cost hours of labor. Your soil will compact faster after every rain. Beneficial fungi stay low, leaving roots vulnerable to disease. And your neighbor's garden, the one who collected in January, will have tomatoes setting fruit 2 weeks earlier. The difference will be visible. And you will know why. Garden centers do not stock true leaf mold. The 18-month aging makes commercial production impossible. By April, you cannot collect it yourself. The fungi are dormant. You will find the material in deciduous forests within 5 miles. Look for hardwood leaf litter from oak, maple, beech, and hickory, decomposing for 12 to 18 months. Not this autumn's leaves. Those leaves are light tan and still recognizable. The material you want is underneath. Walk into a forest area where leaves have been undisturbed. Rake back the current year's light-colored leaves. Underneath, you will find a dark brown to black layer. Grab a handful. It holds together without being sticky. It crumbles easily. It smells like earth after rain. Individual leaves are barely recognizable. If the material is tan or light brown, it is not ready. If leaves have visible veins, they need another year. Avoid pine forests, they are too acidic. Avoid black walnut, it is toxic to tomatoes. Avoid roadsides, they can contain heavy metals. You want clean forest interior material. You need 2 to 3 inches across your beds. For 100 square feet, 1 cubic yard. 1 yard waste bag covers 25 square feet. 4 or 5 bags cover most home gardens. Go this weekend. Bring bags, a rake, gloves. Walk to the nearest deciduous forest. Look for areas where leaves have been accumulating undisturbed. Rake back the top layer. What you want is the dark layer underneath. Scrape this into bags. Fill loosely. Do not compress. Material needs air. Store bags in shade on the north side of a building. Keep damp but not soaked. If dry, mist with water. Do not seal completely. Use within 2 to 3 months. Apply 2 to 4 weeks before planting. For most regions, late March through mid-April. Spread 2 to 3 inches across beds. Lightly work into the top 2 inches of soil. Do not bury deep. Water lightly after application. Material integrates within days. By planting time, fungal networks are active. This weekend, collect. Late March, apply. By April, seedlings establish in soil with water-holding capacity and stable nutrients synthetic amendments cannot provide. Right now, check the weather forecast. Look at high temperatures for the next 2 weeks. The biological trigger is specific. 3 consecutive days above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That could happen in 8 weeks or 3 weeks with early warmth. The fungi respond to one signal, temperature. When it tells them winter is over, they stop. You have 2 choices. Go this weekend. Spend 2 hours collecting what fed cities for centuries. Or wait. And waiting means watching your garden struggle while knowing what you missed. The material is free. The forest is accessible. This weekend, temperatures are in the low 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Safe. Next weekend, highs near 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Close. The weekend after, uncertain. Miss this and you miss an entire year of what your garden could have been. If this opened your eyes to time-bound knowledge, subscribe to Nature's Hidden Archive.